guest is a multi-talented voice actor, producer, coach, and the genius behind VO Peeps meetups and events and the Career Education Scholarship Fund. She is going to dazzle you with her expertise in marketing, branding, and networking, and a lot of other things as well. We are so excited to get buzzed with the smart and stunning dear friend of ours, Anne Ganguzza.
Thank you so much.
Anne deserves a round of applause today.
Here. It's so great to see you.
You are so sweet. And I have to say,
gorgeous.
Anne gets out of her car, and the whole freaking neighborhood turns around and goes like, "Who's that?"
Well, they're doing some construction across from the studio, and it was like,
yeah, they're like, "Wow, nice place for
we're
construction."
We're going to have to walk her to her car afterwards.
Oh, you guys are too kind.
You look fabulous.
Thank you.
Love the hair.
Always stunning.
Love all the things.
The
You know,
nails,
I want everybody to see that right now because it's so freaking
yes, show
cool.
it to that camera.
Look at that. VO Peeps.
With a heart.
She is with a heart. She is blinged out to the max. Let's talk about some key points in regards to marketing and branding for creative pros in the voiceover industry.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about some of that because you're an expert in that field. Come on, Anne.
All
Let's
right,
have it.
let's just kind of get to maybe how I became a little more experienced at this. When I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast, I gave up my IT job after 18 years, and I said, I'm just going to take a break. Like, it took like a 3-month break because I was tired.
Yeah.
And it's not that I had really thought I was going to go into voiceover full time, but then at that time the economy kind of had a little bit of a drop, and I was putting my resumes out in California, and people weren't hiring. And so I said, all right, well, let's just go. I had been part-time in voiceover while I was working in IT. And so I kind of had that experience for a few years. I had that experience of you really have to discipline yourself in order to make that work. And so I said, all right, let's just give this a go. I'm going to go full time into my voiceover business. And so by pure, desperation, I became good at marketing because I had no money. I mean, that was it. I went from, a salaried position to absolutely, here we go, voiceover in a new area, from the East Coast to the West Coast, and I didn't know anybody. And kind of simultaneously, it's why I decided to formulate the VO Peeps group, because I needed to make contacts.
Yeah.
So I also needed to maintain my contacts on the East Coast. And so I had to have a combination of reworking my website so that I could maintain my relationships on the East Coast and then develop new relationships on the West Coast and have it all kind of come together online and in person. So that was kind of why I formed VO Peeps and started to really focus on marketing myself so that people could get to know me. Yeah. And when I first started off, I remember...
You've done a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Everybody knows
thank you.
now.
If you don't know me, you're not online. That's probably it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I've worked, and I love the fact that it's a combination. Really, it's not just online. I know there's a lot of people who are a little timid with technology, and I was in IT for so many years. I think I became kind of internet smart, and I worked for an internet provider really, and so I have a lot of experience in it. I'm not afraid of it, and so. Therefore, when I started to market online and brand online, I wasn't really afraid to put myself out there. And I know that for a lot of people, they're very timid to get themselves out there. I'll be like, why aren't you on, why aren't you tweeting? Why aren't you, on Facebook?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who are very hesitant about putting themselves.
And a lot of times they just don't really know where to start.
Yeah,
right.
You know?
So it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
It can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
It can be overwhelming. But I think like anything that you tackle in your life, you have to do something every day that scares you a little bit.
What were some of the were some of those points that you did that worked for you that you would recommend that other people listen? In regards to marketing, these are a few things that work
to get started.
And these are, to get started, just to get you on the right track. And then in regards to branding, these are a few key points that you want to focus on first, and that's going to get you going.
Sure.
Because I think that'll really help people out a lot.